Okay, so what are the most common mistakes you see in SOPs and CVs of applicants, and what simple changes make an application stand out?
So, uh, so it's So your application, right? So for example, I'll talk about my own department at Texas A&M University. So every year we have 215 to 15 to 20 PhD students. I think for master students we have 60 students who start the master's program here. Right? So 60 master students and then 15 to 20 PhD students every year. But then we receive a lot of application, right? For PhD program, we typically receive around 200 to 300 application. For masters, we also receive a similar kind of some similar number of applications, and then it's mostly that some faculty will evaluate your application, but faculty themselves are very busy. They're already very busy with teaching. They're already very busy with their own research, right? Also some other service to the department. So it's difficult for faculty members to give a thorough time for your application, right? It's very difficult for faculty. So initially, there's a filtering out process where they look at the CV, and if the CV looks interesting, then then they look at your essay, right, to see whether you're someone who could who looks fit for the department, right? So again, like I said, the faculty have very less time for application. Okay, so I'd say a good essay has three big components. One is that you establish, you're clear about what program you're applying to and what university, right? So if you're applying to Texas A&M University, for example, or in our industrial organization, you should be clear that you're applying for this program at Texas A&M. Okay, and then you know why you are applying for that program, what interests you in that program, okay, what interests you about industrial organization. You sufficiently so that you one is that you have interest in industrial organization. Next is that what is your motivation, right? Why do you think that field is exciting? And lastly, that you establish that you are capable, right? You have the experience, you have the education, you have the aptitude to pursue that at Texas A&M University. Okay, three things. First is that you're clear about what program you're applying to. Second is that you sufficiently establish why you're interested in the topic, and lastly, why you are a good fit for the program, or what aptitude, what experience, what education that you have that makes you a good candidate. Okay, as long as you establish those three things, right? So it's a good SOP. Okay, so in SOP or in your resume, right, don't make them too long. Like I said, the faculties don't have enough time to go through your things in detail, right? If they find this resume exciting, then they start looking at essay, then they start looking at recommendations, right? And then they finalize those 15 20 students. Okay, so in a resume, don't make them too long. Don't make them 10 pages long or 6 pages long, right? Try to make it within 1 or 2 pages. Highlight your key strengths, right? Tell everything about all your experience, all your education, but then fit that within 1 or 2 pages. Don't make them too long. Also, I said, don't beat around the bush, right? Don't beat around the bush, right? Be very concise, be very succinct about what you want to say. Okay, within 1 to 3 pages.